Hey, welcome back to another guy talking about movies. I'm KJ Duff, and today I'm going to be talking about some of the big titles coming out in 2022. I literally went through all the upcoming films in IMDb's database, and since they only had the American releases, these were the best in the heap. I don't think IMDb's privy to foreign and independent films just yet. I want to emphasize that this is not a most anticipated films of 2022 list. It's kind of presumptive to assume everyone is anticipating these particular movies. They're just big name movies with big name actors backed by big studio money. Simmer down. Before I dive into the list, I humbly ask that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you tap the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos. For those of you who have, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your support. Let's get into it. The Batman takes place during Batman's second year of fighting crime in Gotham City. While pursuing the Riddler, who is targeting and killing elite Gothamites, Batman begins to unearth clues of corruption that may be rooted in his own family. Though all the other iterations of Batman have had their own take on the Caped Crusader, which doesn't take away from what they've accomplished and built, I have yet to see Batman's detective acumen fully portrayed on screen. I don't know if Matt Reeves' versions will go this route, but based on the trailer, the film does seem to have some noir undertones that, whether intentional or not, evoke the feeling of Seven by David Fincher. Alright, maybe I'm reaching, but I won't know until I see it. Luckily, we won't have to wait long. The Batman is set to be released in theaters on March 4th. There is no definitive premise available for the Northmen. However, Focus Features, who is distributing this film domestically, has released the logline which reads, "The Northman is an epic revenge thriller that explores how far a Viking prince will go to seek justice for his murdered father." Robert Eggers seems to be carving his own lane in the film industry, which was an interesting film, and Lighthouse was itself a complete character-driven story. Great pieces of cinema. The Northman seems to be another evolution in his storytelling. The world looks real and lived in. Very authentic. I am very interested in seeing this film. You can find The Northman in theaters on April 22nd. The premise for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness is set to follow the events that took place in Spider-Man No Way Home. Dr. Stephen Strange casts a forbidden spell that opens the door to the multiverse. This includes an alternate version of Doctor Strange, whose threat to humanity is too great for even the combined efforts of the Strange Doctor, current Sorcerer Supreme Wong, and Wanda Maximoff. This film has had the longest hiatus between releases. Though the character has had appearances in other films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Doctor Strange hasn't had a solo outing himself since the first film premiered in 2016. Say what you will, it's probably all true. The world is entertaining, and you can count on Marvel to deliver something visually spectacular. We'll have to wait to ride this roller coaster until May 6th. There's no premise available for this film as of yet. However, it's the 7th installment. We kind of know what to expect by now. The reason I'm remotely interested is because the film is both written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, and I trust his writing. He did The Usual Suspects and Way of the Gun. For that, he has my infinite respect. Mission Impossible 7 has a tentative release date of September 30th. Next film, s'il vous plaît. Miles Morales goes on another adventure throughout the multi-SpiderVerse with his crush Gwen and a slew of new friends to face a new powerful villain. Look, I liked the first film. I thought the animation was awesome. I can't recall that style ever being implemented before. And yes, I agree that the whole multiverse threat is being done to death, especially this year. But to be fair, this movie did do it before its live-action counterparts. Either way, we can catch the web slingers on October 7th. While there's no concrete premise available, the plot seems to, if not revolve around, then has something to do with Natalie Portman's character, Jane Foster, becoming a female Thor-type figure. The film is once again helmed by Taika Waititi, who is responsible for one of the most underrated comedies that I think about to this day, Eagle vs. Shark. He's done so much more since then, and I'll admit I'm extremely behind on his filmography, but I trust his writing and his vision. Plus, Ragnarok was the strongest Thor film, and I think that that's due in part to Waititi's affinity for improv. Thor: Love and Thunder strikes theaters July 8th. Sully and Neytiri have a family. When the return of the RDA, Resources Development Administration, threatens Sully's family and newfound way of life, he, Neytiri, and the rest of the Na'vi band together to extinguish the threat. Again. It's been 13 years since Avatar first premiered. It was a visual phenomenon. There's no doubt about that. Technology has made leaps and bounds since then, spearheaded by James Cameron himself. All that is great, but the story wasn't strong enough. Regardless of how people feel about Avatar now, there's no question that the sequel will be an event. I just hope that the story is going to be stronger than the premise suggests. We'll see when it hits theaters on December 16th. It's a horror film. We know this, it's Jordan Peele. I think there are different levels to horror. Slasher, gore, paranormal, demons and monsters, and psychological. I'm more inclined to the paranormal and psychological, or a combination of both. Something like The Thing, Audition, Pulse, and The Cure. Things that just can't be explained, but they make your hair stand on end. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre by Tobe Hooper is a great example. It scares me to this day. Why? Because you see the worst kind of human beings humanity has to offer, and those people actually do exist out there. Or at least, we feel that way. Get Out was big for Jordan Peele. So was Us. But those two films harken back to the days of drive-in B movies. I want to see if he continues that trend or goes in a different direction. Nope comes out on July 22nd. The late Chadwick Boseman was not the first black major comic book superhero to grace the silver screen. I think that accolade belongs to Michael J. White, who played Spawn, then Wesley Snipes when he played Blade. However, Chadwick's Black Panther was the first to be so widely celebrated. When Black Panther came out, I really saw kids of color happy to see a hero who looked like them. Say what you will, that matters more than some will ever know. Chadwick Boseman's death was so unexpected. The studios, the actors, not even Ryan Coogler knew he was suffering. Still, the studio has decided to go forward with another film. Hopefully, it isn't a cash grab. I'm interested in seeing how they tell the story without its anchor. I guess we'll all see on November 11th. Based on the nonfiction book of the same name written by David Grann, Killers of the Flower Moon is about an FBI investigation in 1920 that is triggered when members of the Osage tribe, a Midwestern Native American tribe of the Great Plains, is slaughtered under mysterious circumstances. Martin Scorsese is one of my favorite directors. His body of work speaks for itself. He's had his stumbles, Irishman, but he's a master of cinema, and I will continue to show him the respect as such. Killers of the Flower Moon is in post-production with no set release date as of this taping. Here are some honorable mentions for the year of 2022. And there you have it. What do you think? Are these films you're interested in? Are there any films you're looking forward to that are not on this list? Let me know your thoughts below in the comments section. And if you found this video helpful, please like and consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell to be notified of my future videos. Next week, I'll be releasing my review for Dune and The Last Duel since my website basically went up in flames. Until then, I've been KJ Duff, and I am another guy talking about movies. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.